A 2-0 defeat at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium at the expense of Chelsea, and Tottenham are now down to 7th in the Premier League. Welcome back to another video. Now Tottenham take on Chelsea today, and if Tottenham win, we will be back in the top 4 where we belong. Remember that when Jose Mourinho took over, we were 12 points adrift of the top 4. Everyone was writing Tottenham off, saying that we would never ever finish in the top 4 in the 2019-2020 season. Well, this would be an early Christmas present for us all, putting us back in the top 4, putting us all back in that confident mood that we can finish in the top 4 this season. My score prediction today, I'm going to go for 4-2 to Tottenham. I think that the same team will play as they did against Wolves. Very, very attacking. Cannot wait. I'm super excited for this game. Cannot wait. Come on, you Spurs. So I'm now with Spurs fan Al, and it is Al's birthday today. Happy birthday.
Cheers, buddy.
Now it is Tottenham v Chelsea. How do you see this one going? Because this is a huge game, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon tight game, but I could see us winning 2-1.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd probably see Kane and fancy Dele Alli to get another one today. She's on top form again now, which is good to see.
Al, are you surprised how attacking we are actually playing under Mourinho? Because everyone expected him to come in, park the bus, us to get a lot of 1-0 wins. Now we're scoring a lot of goals at the moment, aren't we?
And that's the Tottenham I like to see.
Yeah. Now Mourinho, what sort of reception do you think he's going to get from the Chelsea fans today?
Probably a bit mixed.
Yeah.
Some of them be, anti-Mourinho again, but some will probably remember what he done for the club. So it'll probably be a mixture, I reckon.
Now, if we win today, it will give you a great birthday present. Tottenham will be back in the top 4. Are you confident that Tottenham will finish in the top 4 this season?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah?
I reckon we go on since Mourinho came in, we're on a good run. I'll see it keep it going. Next couple of games, I can see us picking up the victories. So yeah, very confident.
What about the trophies? Do you think they'll be coming soon?
It's got to be. I'd love us to see the FA Cup this year.
We need a trophy, don't we?
We need one, yeah.
The last FA Cup, 1991. That is a crazy stat, isn't it?
Yep. I was just about supporting Tottenham. That's what turned me, the Lineker years, turned me into a Tottenham supporter.
Well, Al, I hope that Tottenham give you the best birthday present.
Cheers, mate.
Come on, you Spurs.
Cheers, buddy.
So I'm now with Lee, the Dorset Spur. Follow him on YouTube. All of the links are in the comment section below. Now, Lee, Chelsea today. How are you feeling about it?
Really positive, if I'm honest. Yeah, for me, this game's pivotal. This is the one that decides what's going to happen, in my view. So yeah, positive.
Now this would put us back where we belong, in the top 4. So we would all wake up Christmas Day in the top 4. How good would that feel, particularly after the start we've had in the Premier League?
It'd be amazing, to be honest with you. Considering where we've been and how it's been going, I think if we can be in the top 4 on Christmas Day, it's great. And we can only go further forward than that, for me.
How do you think it would be for Jose Mourinho today?
I personally think he'd be really excited. I think he'd be really up for the game. He's got to be. Coming up against one of his previous teams and stuff with everything to prove and all the rest of it. But, I think he'll be really up for it. He knows what it means.
What score prediction are you going with?
I said to the guys earlier coming up, I think it's going to be a higher scoring game today. I think we're looking at something like 3-2, maybe 4-2, but 3-2.
I'm going 4-2.
Yeah, I think there's goals in it, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you, Lee. Come on, you Spurs.
Up to Spurs.
I'm now with Spurs fan Jason. We are facing Chelsea today. Jason, how do you see the game going?
I said I'll be happy for 1-0, but any result is a good result.
Do you see Tottenham getting back in the top 4 tonight?
Yeah, of course, Of course, and I hope we can squeeze and put the pressure on City. I don't see me doing too well at the moment. Leicester, I hope they get turned over. It's a weird one though, really. It's a weird one because I look at the results and I look at teams to win, to lose, to draw. Anything that gains us an advantage climbing up that table. You know what I mean? Anything that goes.
So I'm now walking to the stadium with Spurs fan Melvin, all the way from Malta. He travels all the way from Malta to come and watch Tottenham play. Melvin, how are you feeling about today's game?
Pretty good. bit strange. Poch is not here anymore. My first time watching Mourinho's team. Exciting game. First proper London derby at the stadium, because West Ham doesn't count. Come on.
How do you see today's game going?
I think the battle is in the midfield. If we can control the midfield, we'll win it easily. If we don't control the midfield, it's going to be very, very tight.
But there was very little in midfield happening last week. Tottenham still got the result. We were either defending or attacking. Very little midfield. So can we do it today? Can we score more than Chelsea? Because Jose Mourinho seems to be playing this very, very attacking style at the moment with Dele Alli, Sonny, Ali and Kane.
Well, I got all three in my fantasy team, so that shows you what I think of this team. I think we'll score. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Toby signing a new contract. I'm going for a clean sheet. I'll predict a clean sheet.
A high-scoring game and a clean sheet. What's your score prediction then, Melvin?
I'll go 3-0.
3-0. Come on, you Spurs.
Shut up.
So I am now with the Spurs legend fan, Dave. Dave, how's it going?
Very well. It's going very well, and I think under Mourinho, well, we won 4 out of 5.
In the Premier League, yeah.
Can't ask for more than that. We improved in the last 16 in the Champions League. We got a reasonable draw in that. Leipzig away and home, obviously, but you know, a very good draw, I think.
Everyone was writing Tottenham off as a top 4 contender 4 weeks ago before Jose Mourinho arrived. Jose Mourinho hasn't even been here for 1 month. He's got 12 points out of 5 games. Can Tottenham finish top 4?
They can.
Will they? Will they, Dave?
Well, I'd like to think they can. I'd like to think they will. But it is only 4 or 5 games. Normally I'm very bullish on this, but we're still 10 points behind third place, even if we win today.
Dave, it's all about top 4 though. Don't worry about top 3. Worry about top 4 for now.
But I do worry about it because...
Will we finish top 4, Dave? Will we win today? What's your score prediction?
I'm going 3-1 today.
3-1?
I know you've got 4-2, but I'm going for 3-1. There will be goals. And I'm not going 5-0.
Usually when Dave says there'll be goals, he goes for a 1-0 win.
1-0 win. No, I think there will be a few goals today.
Dave, I'll catch up with you at half time.
Yeah.
And you can tell me how it's all going.
I will.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Sight of almighty strength and fierce spirit. Can you hear it? The sound of beating hearts, the roaring voices. The greats that have laid the foundation, the pioneers of generations past, daring,
So Jose Mourinho has named exactly the same lineup against Wolves last week, and Tottenham could go back into the top 4 today. Come on, you Spurs.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the world famous home of the Spurs. And this afternoon we welcome the players, officials and supporters of Chelsea Football Club. And please welcome both teams onto the pitch, as well as today's mascots, presented to you by Kumo Tire. Just ahead of kickoff, let's go through the 2 starting lineups for today's game, starting with our visitors Chelsea. In goal, number 1, Kappa Arrizabalaga. Number 2, Antonio Rudiger. Number 3, Marcus Alonso. Number 7, N'Golo Kante. Number 9, Tammy Abraham. In goal, number 22, Mauro Gazzaniga. Number 4, Toby Alderweireld. Number 5, Jan Vertonghen. Number 6, Davinson Sanchez. Number 7, Heung-Min Son. Number 10, Harry Kane. Number 15, Eric Dyer. Number 17, Musa Sissoko. Number 20, Dele. Number 24, Serge Aurier. And number 27, Lucas Moura. First goal for Chelsea scored in the 12th minute from number 10, Willian.
So it's half time, it is Tottenham 0, Chelsea 2.
Yeah.
Dave, what are you thinking?
Well, it's a long way back. It's a mountain to climb, I think, for Tottenham today. They're just not at the races. Not at the races
Why?
at all. They're just no energy. Chelsea are all over us, and they want the ball more. They're just swarming over us, and we just can't seem to break out. We're playing like the away team, and they're playing like the home team. I don't know, we just need to shift it. Whether Chelsea can keep this momentum up for another 45 minutes, maybe not, but we need to come out, we need to get a goal straight away, because otherwise it could be nasty.
So at half time, Jose Mourinho has made the sub. Eric Dyer off, Christian Eriksen on. They think it's 3-0, but it's offside. Come on! Sonny.
football there is no place for racism. Interfering with the game. Please remember that in football there is no place for racism.
That is the second announcement Tottenham have put out about racism.
That was obviously outside the box.
We need a bit of luck. There we go, not our day. So Tottenham 0, Chelsea 2. I'm with legend Mickey Hazard. Mickey, talk me through the game.
Very disappointing, never got going in terms of on the first to the last whistle. At no point did we find our form. You know, our tempo was way down on what it normally is, and when we're at our best, we press high up the pitch and circulate the ball much quicker and have great movement. Today we looked a tired team. I don't know why, but we did, and they looked full of energy. So we got what we deserve. Sometimes you go into games and you can't explain why you've got no energy, but you haven't. That was what today, sadly for us, was one of those days, because we could have gone fourth. Results of Man United had lost as well, so we could have been sitting fourth going into Christmas. But hey, got to pick ourselves up. You know, unfortunately, performances like that sometimes happen. And it's very disappointing that it happens in a big game.
Mickey, is it not? It's just so disappointing, though, from a fan's point of view, that the fact that we could go fourth, wake up Christmas Day, that Tottenham will be fourth, everything would look rosy again, and now we seem to be 6 points away from top four again. Some people would argue, and I've spoke to a lot of Tottenham fans already, and they've said that as soon as we face a decent team under Jose Mourinho, Manchester United, Bayern Munich, and now Chelsea, we've lost. And you know, no disrespect to the easier teams, but we've beaten the easier teams. Would you agree with that?
Well, not necessarily. In terms of name, without doubt. In terms of name, it looks on paper like we've played easier teams and beaten easier teams, but ultimately you can only beat what's in front of you. Yeah, listen, I don't think Chelsea, I don't think Man United are particularly great sides. Certainly nothing to fear. But what you have to do whenever you play a top team, i.e. as in name, you have to mentally be ready for it. And half the battle is won in the mind. You know, you're playing Man United. The battle's won in your mind, and you have to assert your style and of play on them, not let them assert it on you. Today, I felt like we dropped off, let them have the ball, and they gained confidence as they circulate the ball. If you watch when we did manage to get any form of pressure under them, they gave the ball away. So if I was saying the way to play against the top teams is that you press them high up the pitch, that's when we're at our best. It didn't feel like that today. But as I said, mentally you have to prepare and cope with the pressure of playing a big name team. You know, if you're playing against Lionel Messi, you know you've got a job on your hands, so you prepare physically and mentally that this is going to be tough. But when you go to Old Trafford or when you play at Chelsea or Arsenal, you have to prepare differently than you have to Brighton. That doesn't mean it's any easier game or any harder game. That means that it's a different preparation. You have to really believe in yourself and in your teammates. And maybe today there were signs that we didn't have the same mental belief that we have in other games.
Are you surprised though, Mickey, with the attacking line that we've got, that we played today, that they didn't even really test the goalkeeper, did they?
Yeah, but listen, you win as a team and you lose as a team. So what I'm about to say, I hesitate to say, because I think that you know, when teams concede goals, I always say defending starts at the front. If your front boys are not defending well, you're not going to not concede goals. And vice versa, if you're not scoring goals, then you're not attacking well from the back. I didn't feel the front three got anywhere near the service that they need to succeed, but by the same token, their movement wasn't as good as it has been. I mean, I think we've got one of the best attacking forces in the world, but today we didn't see it because there was a lack of energy today for some reason, and obviously the service wasn't great, but ultimately there you have to make the runs and give the people on the ball areas that they should hit and find them in making those runs into space. So it was a combination day. There wasn't the same movement, but there wasn't certainly the same service.
But as a previous player yourself, you know, from a fan's point of view, they would be asking, why weren't the players up for it today? Why weren't they really going for it today? You know, knowing that top 4 place was in sight.
It's very difficult to say why. I have no idea why, because, you know, I always say that the mark of great players is how they perform in big games. And this was a big game, not necessarily in the context of the season, but in the context of this one game. It was a very, very big game because it could have took us up into 4th, which then keeps the momentum going that we've built, and it knocks their momentum a little bit down. So sometimes, you know, if I can describe it as in the face of a clock, if you can imagine that 6 is your starting point, and you build yourself up mentally and physically, and within that there's adrenaline that you have to accommodate, and there's a nervousness. But if you work your way around to sort of just before 12 o'clock, so there's the 6 o'clock, if you're nervous and adrenaline is just before 12, that's a good nervousness. It's a good energy, because you need that to perform, a good adrenaline, because you need it to perform to your best. You can't go into a game flat, you know, like as if you've got no nerves or no adrenaline surges or no nothing. So if you go around it, but if you go beyond 12 and the game becomes too much, you focus too much on the mental side, too much on the adrenaline surge, you get too much adrenaline, then it becomes a bad energy, you know, and it almost feels like the game was so big today that we pumped ourselves up too much. We went past the 12 o'clock mark and we sort of lost that edge because we were over-psyched up for it. If you understand what I'm saying, you know, just before 12 o'clock is where you need to be to perform at your best. It felt like we had gone round to 3 o'clock. So we wanted to win too badly. You know, you can strive to win so badly that it totally affects your performance, and it overrides any good vibes inside you that you build up.
Mickey, can I say though, surely beating the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea, we need these results to finish top 4 this season, don't we?
Well, no, we do. Absolutely. No, I mean, you know, you have to presume that the teams above us, they're going to beat all the lesser lights.
Yeah.
They're going to lose to some of the bigger boys, yeah? And they're going to win some of the bigger boys. So we have to presume that that's what they're going to do. So that means we're going to have to win more of the big games to get ourselves back into contact. Listen, it's far from over. There's 21 games to go, 20 games to go, whatever it is. Okay, so there's no way in the world that we're out of this race. We're still in the race, 6 points behind. It wasn't 2 weeks ago, we're 9 points behind.
Yeah, true.
So we've gained
True.
3 points.
Yeah.
So we're still well and truly in the race, right? But if we're going to qualify for top 4, we're going to have to beat some of the bigger boys on the way, because they won't lose to the little lights. Simple as that.
Are you still confident for a top 4 finish?
I am, yeah, but not if we perform like that. There's no explanation for performing like that. There's no understanding of why we perform like that. The last game I came here, we were sensational. Harry Kane was unbelievable, and it's almost like Harry's the trigger. When Harry's working his socks off and moving into space, fighting for everything, he also finds more space to play. Today he was a bit more static than he normally is, and of course became a little bit easier for the big boys at the back to mark. But he seems to be the trigger that triggers the work rate and the movement, which is wrong, because you shouldn't be relying on one guy. But as I said, we're not a bad side. We're a very good side. We just had a bad performance.
Can I just ask you about the Heung-Min Son sending off? Do you think that was a sending off?
Oh no, I think it was a shocking decision. If VAR wants to destroy football, then it needs to keep making decisions like violent conduct. If that was violent, then Christ Almighty, I think Graham Roberts should have been sent off every week. No, I thought it was a shocking decision, and I think VAR is shocking. And I think that something needs to be done. I thought VAR was brought in to help with the game-changing decisions. Well, yeah, they certainly were. They made a game-changing decision that eliminated any opportunity of us coming back from a sort of very, very minor retaliation. At worst, it was a booking. And also, isn't it about time they looked at the type of player involved? I mean, Son hasn't got a dirty bone in his body. Yeah. Surely when they look at Son, they think it was just an instinctive reaction that he just threw his foot out. It wasn't like a lash out where he went full-blooded. I mean, Vaughan needs to go, in my opinion. I can't stand it. Whether it went for us at Manchester City in the Champions League, doesn't matter. Whether it helped us in the semi-final at Ajax with the keeper, it doesn't matter. It has to go. It's crap. It's a waste of space. It's destroying the game. I'm bored. I was bored today.
So if you had a choice to get rid of it, you would get rid of it?
Get rid of it. I'd keep the goal line technology, and maybe the offside technology, but that's it. I didn't realise it was brought in for fouls outside the box now, like when Son got sent off. I mean, it's just ludicrous. How long before we don't have a ref out there? We just watch it on Get Refs 300 mile away, watching a TV monitor making decisions. Let's do away with the refs. We don't need them. But then the games will be 400 minutes because we had 8 minutes of extra time today. Could have easily been 20 minutes. Let's be honest. It's shocking. I was bored out my brains, and I think fans need to actually start a campaign. Hashtag get rid of VAR. And get rid of it. It's rubbish. It's destroying the game.
Mickey, lastly I wanted to ask you about the FA Cup. Tottenham haven't won the FA Cup since 1991, a ridiculous stat for a club like this. Would you think that Mourinho would put out a very, very strong team against Middlesbrough in order to win this competition?
I have absolutely no doubt he will put the strongest team possible out on the day. He's a winner. He's not here to finish second. You know, he'd be devastated by today. He's here to win trophies, and I've got no doubt the FA Cup will be his biggest target. It's a shame we're still not in the League Cup, because his League Cup would have been his biggest target. So yes, no doubt he will put out. Listen, winning trophies is not easy. You know, just because you get a top manager doesn't mean you're going to win trophies. Well, you have to start somewhere.
But we need a trophy, don't we?
Absolutely.
We really do.
We have to start somewhere. So winning the lesser of the trophies, you know, if you say, right, I'm going to target Champions League, well, that's an incredibly tough trophy to win. If you say I'm going to target the Premiership, that's an incredibly tough trophy to win. But if you say, let's target the League Cup and the FA Cup this season, you know, you might just get over the line because some of the big boys, they play their reserves. They get knocked out early and it makes the run through. It's not like in our day where everybody played their best teams. They put out their weaker sides and you have a chance of going on and winning them. So, listen, game's about the glory, let's go and win a trophy.
Mickey, thank you so much for the interview and thank you so much for coming on this channel so often during 2019. Have a great Christmas. Come on, you Spurs.
And let's cheer the boys on and get their spirits lifted on Boxing Day. This is a big game for us.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
So it's Tottenham 0, Chelsea 2. I've got Spurs fan Victor with me. Victor has travelled all the way from Malta to watch this game. Victor, how are you feeling?
Disappointed. Very disappointed. I am disappointed because, not because we lost the game, the way we lost the game. Not even one shot on target. Come on, we have Lucas Moura, we have Harry Kane, we have Dele Alli, we have Son, Heung-Min Son. Very disappointed. And the worst thing is that the referee didn't help us, not even a bit. There should have been a red card to two guys of them, two players. Nothing. So when everything goes against you in a game, important game like this, what can you do? You lose the game. I'm very disappointed. We traveled from Malta. 7 people. My whole family, we are 5. And 3 cousins. We spend a lot of money, not the money, the hell with the money, but it's the time and effort that we put, and then not a good performance. I don't blame the players, I'm not blaming nobody. It is what it is.
Victor, everyone expected Tottenham to win today though, didn't they?
Yes, I expected them to win too, that's why we came. And I am really, really sorry. Hopefully, we're not gonna cry, we're not gonna die, we're gonna survive. And believe me, we're gonna make top 4. because we have a good team with good players. Today was a bad game, I accept.
So we're 6 points from top four, but you are still confident that at the end of the season we will be there qualifying for Champions League again?
Yes, yes. We have a good team, the best manager. I used to hate Jose Mourinho, but now I love him because he's our coach. Now I love him. And I love Daniel Levy for arranging everything. I was gutted when Pochettino was sacked because we used to like him, everybody liked him, but he took us as far as he could. He couldn't take us any further, so we needed someone who can take us further. And Jose Mourinho, I believe, I have good faith in him that he's gonna take us.
So Victor, you are confident that Jose Mourinho will guide Tottenham to glory again?
Yes, yes. I don't mind this game. This game I will forget in 5 minutes. But
I'm not sure I will.
Well, life goes on. We lost 6. All of them, it was painful to take.
Yeah.
All of them. All of the losses.
Yeah.
When we lost 7-2 to Bayern Munich, I cried like a baby. And life goes on, the football goes on, and we start winning again. Don't worry, we will win.
Victor, safe trip home. Come on, you Spurs.
Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, and good luck to Tottenham. And thank you, Chris, for your videos. Thank you very much, because you make my life very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.